to do a walk and talk, or do you?
Just do a walk and talk.
Great.
Tell us about the products, maybe some of these upcoming and the exclusives and stuff like that.
Absolutely. So everything in this case is everything that we've kind of been doing with Warner Brothers and DC Comics. So we have our New York Comic Con exclusive, which is our black suited Superman from Man of Steel. And then obviously the regular version of Superman from Man of Steel as well, and General Zod. So all of those guys are for sale, as well as the Dark Knight. This is based on the likeness of Christian Bale in the Dark Knight trilogy, and then the Joker, again based on the likeness of Heath Ledger. And then from Batman Arkham City, so we're actually getting into video games here, is the Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. Oh my God! So all of these guys are on sale. These have been big hit sells for us. Obviously people love DC Comics. It is Comic Con, so people do like comic related stuff. And speaking of, this is our DC Comics variant line. So this is actually a new and exciting line that we've been doing. Our Japanese designers took their crack at redesigning these classic American characters. And so you can see there's kind of like almost like a mecha, like Final Fantasy-esque inspiration against, for all of these figures. So Batman has a sword, and then everyone kind of has a plug suit kind of thing going on. So this is a really cool and exciting line. The first wave was Batman, Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman. And then next out is going to be Flash and the Batgirl over here. And this red Batman is Diamond Comics distribution exclusive. He's going to be out in January. I know a lot of people have been asking. It's a really beautiful figure. And then after Batgirl and Flash, we're going to have Superman up top and Supergirl. And the cool thing about those figures in particular is that they come with a cloth closable cape in addition to the regular.
The wire inside the cape.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
So you're going to have a whole new world of posing at your fingertips with those guys. And then after them, a lot of people have been asking about the Cyborg and the Aquaman, which will be coming after Superman and Supergirl.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then obviously we are Square Enix. We love to go home to our bread and butter, which is Final Fantasy goods. So a perennial, like really good seller for us are our Plushies, which are adorable. So from Final Fantasy 14, the original version, we have Coco, which is the Moogle that appeared in that game. And then Final Fantasy Moogle. So this guy kind of looks like the plush that Moogle carries in Final Fantasy X. And then our 25th anniversary Chocobo with a little plush birthday cake. And then another Final Fantasy plush Chocobo. He started reading a book of magic. And Tom Berry. And then we have all of our Final Fantasy Trading Arts Kai Minis. These are little tiny posable figures that are sort of chibi-fied, reformed versions of our classic Final Fantasy characters. And then our creatures. So these guys are sort of the like big bosses or summons from various Final Fantasy games, including monsters as well. So I know a lot of people are going to want to get this set just for the Kefka. And then the Bahamut is beautiful as well. And for the first time we're showing in the US is our Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy Static Arts Mini. So that's these three gray prototypes up here. So this is based on their Theater Rhythm appearances. They're sort of cute, chibi-fied, pop style of Cloud Strife, Sephiroth, and Tifa from Final Fantasy VII. And then if you really want to spend the big bucks, if you want to get something beautiful, some sterling silver jewelry we have on sale from Final Fantasy XIII, the engagement pendant that Sarah in Final Fantasy XIII wears, and then Lightning. This is based on her necklace.
Yeah.
And then a Theater Rhythm iPhone case, but that's an iPhone case, so it's not as exciting. And then speaking of variants, like we were talking before, we're actually expanding into Final Fantasy with our variant line, so that means that our designer who's doing all of these DC Comics variants is now kind of taking his, setting his sights on Final Fantasy characters. So we have the Dragoon Knight, as reimagined, as a variant. So he kind of has, again, that plug suit design going on.
Yeah.
And then the first one out of this wave that will be out is the Hero of Light. So here he is with these like flaming sword attack, and it actually comes with a stand, and again, a cloth posable cape with wires inside. So that's really exciting. Yeah. Unfortunately, because of all the bulk and all of the cloth accessories, it is going to go up in the price point a little bit to $120. But when you consider everything you're getting, it's still pretty good value. And then we showed this at Tokyo Game Show, but this is our first time showing in the U.S. is the Bahamut statue. So as you can see, he's very impressive with his huge wings. And then obviously from Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, we've already announced these guys. They're actually already on sale. So that's Rikushima, Yuki Tsuragi and Vincent Valentine. We did have a metallic version of Vincent that was an event exclusive, which means we only sell it at our event, but he's already all sold out.
I'll be able to get one.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Lightning, who will be out very soon. You can pre-order her on our web store as she appears in Lightning Returns. And this guy has generated obviously a huge amount of attention. The Red 13 player at Sky is hopefully going to be out sometime next year. Great. So then we have like kind of a flashback to our Kingdom Hearts figs. Some of these are older stuff. So these are actually play arts. This is before the series
the previous line.
Yeah. So these are not the play arts pie, just the simple play arts. They're smaller, but you know, it's a classic for a reason. And then we have our Nightmare Before Christmas formation arts. We figured it's almost Halloween time. People are going to want to get these Nightmare Before Christmas items. And then these trading art mini. These are actually from a mobile game in Japan based on Kingdom Hearts, and they're just these cute little chibi figures. They kind of look like the theater rhythm version of the characters. I actually have these on my desk. And then the Tron versions of Riku and Sora from Final Fantasy, not Final Fantasy, I'm so sorry. Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, and is another tongue twister, so I knew I was going to get it. So then from some of our licensed partners, we have from EA, Isaac Clarke from Dead Space 3. And then Medal of Honor Warfighter, we have Tom Beecher. And then from Halo 4, the Spartan Warrior in blue and Master Chief. And then from Street Fighter 4, continuing our lineup of all the Street Fighter characters that we've done so far, with Ken and Sakura. So they joined Chun-Li, Ryu, Guile, Ibuki, and Chun-Li, and Akuma. So that's almost all of the characters from the classic fighter, Street Fighter. And another big hit for us has been Metal Gear. So for Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, we have Raiden, and we had a blue-suited version that was an event exclusive, but again, the event exclusive go really quickly, it's already sold out. And we've shown this guy before, but appearing once again is Big Boss, which is going to appear in Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes. So look forward to this guy for sure. And some of our newer stuff is just laid down over here. So from Assassin's Creed, these are going to go on pre-sale pretty soon. So from Assassin's Creed 3, we have Connor, and from Assassin's Creed 4, we have Edward. So I really like the Edward one especially. It looks really cool.
They come with a lot of accessories too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So obviously Assassin's Creed is a huge hit. People are really excited about it, especially the upcoming game. So it's exciting that we are kind of like simultaneous release.
Well, you guys have done them before, so it's really awesome that
it's nice
you
to
guys are
return.
continuing the line.
Yeah, I know that Ezio was one of our really, really popular figures. Obviously, he's a really popular character. But all right, and then this is the first time we're showing these guys in full color.
Premiere.
Yeah, so this is a really exciting reveal for us. It's RoboCop. Ta-da! So we did show the gray prototype of the classic RoboCop at San Diego Comic-Con, but here he is in full color. And I think that our artists have managed to really capture not just all the details, but kind of the atmosphere of the movie.
That just made him a lot more dynamic, definitely, than he is in the movie.
I really like this guy, and so it's exciting because I know lots of people are hardcore RoboCop fans. And then from the upcoming film, we have RoboCop, who's going to appear in that. This is RoboCop 1.0. And then this is, in the black suit, this is RoboCop 3.0. And your guess is as good as mine as to why it's 1.0 and 3.0, so...
Maybe it'll be an exclusive 2.0 down the line.
Maybe. Who knows?
Any chances maybe to do like a Ed 209?
I don't know. At this point, it kind of... it's like wait and see. So I know that people are really excited about these figures. I'm sure they're going to be popular.
Hopefully they're popular. We get some more.
Absolutely. And I know we're all looking forward to seeing the reboot and what they do with the character. So next, from Aliens Colonial Marines, these are our Aliens figures. So actually we had showed these in gray prototype at San Diego Comic-Con as well, but here they are in full color, and the color really, really adds a lot to the figures.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I thought they were stunning before. Yeah, but I think that some of the coolest features about these that I want to point out is that obviously aliens don't really use a lot of accessories. They're not like wielding guns or anything. So we kind of had to find a way to add value to the character. And the way that their artists ended up doing that was creating these stands. So these actually can not only be used to add a little bit of balance, but also they include sort of like a scene from the game. And so you you have the face hugger, which is a classic of the alien genre, and then also you have this stand, which holds like sort of like a dead alien head, but it can be exchanged with this alien's actual head. So I think that's a really cool way that they worked around the problem of not having any accessories for the aliens. And these guys, I think they're going to be out for pre-order very, very soon.
Awesome.
So look forward to that. And then these are my personal favorite of the new prototypes that we're showing. But from the new Star Trek film, Star Trek Into Darkness, we have Captain Kirk and obviously Spock. So that's it. That's everything we have at the show. There's a lot of exciting new stuff. A lot of things going up for pre-order are already available for pre-order. So look forward to all your favorites.
Some questions? It's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, cool. There's just some questions from like people in the community and also questions we went through and figure out some good ones. What was the motivation to get the Star Trek license?
You know, I'm not really sure. I can't really speak exactly to what our licensing partners were going for.
Yeah.
But I think that, we kind of cover the whole range of, if you want to call it geekdom or like nerd culture. And we just want to expand that range. Anything where there's a collectibles market, where people are enthusiastic and really love the characters, is something that we want to get into.
We're going for like really international.
Yeah,
kind of
absolutely.
Yeah. Is there a reason you guys decided to do it exclusive just for Vincent and not for the other two? Because I saw this both Yuffie and Rufus are available now too.
Yes.
So.
Again, I can't really speak to the exact
Maybe it's just like a
reasoning.
design thing. And you just thought it'd be cool to make it like a metallic version.
Yeah, I think Vincent, he kind of has his own sort of mythos, his own backstory. Whereas, like, obviously Yuffie and Rufus have their backstories, but they didn't have sort of like that expanded in the way that he did in Dirge of Cerberus. So I think he has a lot of love for that character, Vincent Valentine. So I think that was probably their motivation. But again, I can't speak to the exact reasoning.
For the Advent Children, obviously, I don't see them here, the FF10. They're kind of like almost like upgrading from the previous players' kind of figures.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there, obviously, I don't know if you can shed any light, but maybe in the future, maybe they're gonna do everybody and also outdo themselves, like in all the different previous releases they've done in the whole line?
I would say anything is a possibility.
Awesome. Any consideration possibly for any FF14 merchandise?
I think at the moment we're just sort of concentrating as a company on making sure that it's the best game it can be and that it's the best community it can be. So for now, we're not doing a lot of merchandise, but I know that in the future, it's obviously been really popular since the relaunch. So if it continues doing well and we continue working really hard on making it a great game, I can't see why we wouldn't do a little bit more merchandise.
Awesome. For the DC variant line, obviously they have a lot of artistic freedom, to do it. Does DC themselves have any input, or they just basically just gave you guys and just said, just do whatever you guys like?
Well, actually, we work really closely with all of our third-party licensors. Every step of the way along the approvals process, we get their okay, we get their input. So there's nothing out there that DC hasn't seen before, or hasn't signed off on.
Oh, of course. I mean, they have to prove where you
of course.
Right?
So I know that there is a lot of freedom taken, and it is really different. But I think that's what makes it unique.
Oh yeah, I think that's why they would have you guys do it.
Yeah, of course.
So.
Well, we've proven ourselves time and time again with the Batman figures.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I think that they've kind of allowed us a little bit of freedom.
The trust is there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Arkham City Nightwing, is it happening?
I can't say anything.
Oh, okay.
I cannot confirm nor deny.
All right.
So that doesn't mean yes, and that definitely doesn't mean no.
Okay.
Any possible more Zetman figures?
No, I think that Zet is the only figure we had planned for that line. It was, obviously, Zetman has a big following, or a bigger following in Japan, and it's not as widely known. So I think that Zetman, we did such a good job on Zet.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm not sure that we're going to expand.
Okay. Tekken and Street Fighter, more figures in the future? Has Tekken done well enough to get a second wave?
I'm not sure. I really can't say because I don't know the numbers off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But obviously Street Fighter's been really good for us, and it's been really popular. It's a perennial fan favorite.
Of course.
So that's always a possibility. And then, again, nothing is outside the realm of possibility.
Of course,
There's enough demand for it.
A lot of people have been wondering, there's possible reissues, so upcoming, Liquid Snake and MGS2 Rising coming out. A lot of people really missed out on, Solid Snake and Cyborg Ninja, the Gray Fox from the previous. any chance of reissue? Because they go for so much money online.
No,
so
I'm sorry.
A lot of guys really want those. So
Unfortunately, we really don't. Everything is pretty much single run.
Oh,
It's
okay.
very rare that we do a reissue, and if we do a reissue, it's probably only going to be if there's going to be a color variant of the figure.
all right.
So that's sort of the background on our market. Everything once it's made, it's made. That's kind of the way it is. I'm really sorry.
Oh.
I know that people love those figures. I've had people like
eBay
literally
guys.
in tears, like, please tell me there's one more Cyborg Ninja. So no, I'm sorry.
Obviously, in the past, there have been some QC issues with the figures, and in the past year, obviously the QC has gotten much more improved in the line, and is this and obviously the price have also gotten a little bit higher, but the figures have also come with more accessories. Is this a little bit of a result of the raise in price and possibly things like that, like the price raising has in result improved the QC? But you guys also include some more accessories and stuff like that?
I don't think that, to be honest with you, the pricing, the way that model works is way more to do about the cost of goods and the cost of labor.
Oh, okay.
So,
and that's just in general right now.
Yeah, as something gets bigger or as it gets more detailed in the sculpting or the painting, then the price unfortunately has to increase a little bit. But we do try to add value, like I was saying. So if we know that we're going to have to increase the price, we're like, okay, what kind of killer accessory can we give the fans? But QC, I think that improving is just the result of us getting more experience and getting feedback from the fans.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
So don't hesitate to give us feedback. We want to make sure that we're doing a good job.
A lot of figures are, like I say, is obvious with the Assassin's Creed and some of the other figures. I know they've been increasing more accessories than previous releases of Play Arts Kai, and I also know some of the figures, obviously, like the Superman and the Supergirl, the variant line. They also have effects parts, like effects. Is this a direction that Square Enix plans to take with the Play Arts Kai line in the future, with more lines, like other stuff as well?
Just keeping more accessories?
Well, more accessories and also probably the effects.
The
effects, like the sound effects and stuff like that, and energy effects. Oh, your Street Fighter figures have them as well.
Yeah,
so.
of course. Well, the thing is, Superman and Supergirl posed a unique problem in that, we want to give the fans accessories, but they are kind of like all fists.
Yeah.
So how can we add value? How can we give them an accessory piece? So in their case, I think that was the unique and special piece.
Oh, okay.
They didn't have a sound effect piece, but obviously if there are other sort of like fist-oriented characters in the future.
But obviously the more accessories is obviously becoming more of a staple for the future.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely want to make sure we're having that added value of accessory pieces.
Any idea, like any information you give us about maybe upcoming surprise licenses you guys might have in the future? That the fans can look forward to?
Surprise licenses. I can't.
Obviously, it's a surprise. You can't really say, but maybe you give a hint or something. Maybe
I think the best place to look for hints is our creative director of merchandise's Twitter. So that's at Hidemi _mad_Ian. He definitely will have all the first sneak peek he can.
Yeah, he always posts all the new pictures.
I know, it's actually, I don't even know what he's going to post next, so sometimes I'm surprised. What? We're doing that? So.
The scale of the figures within some lines has been a little bit inconsistent in the past, but I know it's also gotten better. Is this also based on the feedback as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you
like within the same line, like some of the figures were supposed to be a little shorter, maybe they're a little taller, things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I noticed that you guys have been getting a lot better with it in the past year.
There's definitely consistency within each wave, each release of the figures. So like Ken and Sakura, for example, were released together. So their definitely height difference is like in line with each other. But unfortunately, if there is a long period between the different waves, that may mean that there is some like height difference, just because it is a non-scale line. We're not a 1/6 or anything like that.
This is a personal question. What happened to Masterpiece Art?
Oh, Masterpiece Art.
Yeah.
I think that was a one-time kind of deal.
I always wanted that Sephiroth to come out and it never came out.
I know.
So I bought the other two, so I was just kind of hoping Sephiroth would come out one day. No hope of ever coming out?
I think we discovered that where our our preferred line of work is in the action figures.
Oh, okay.
So obviously the big replica toys, it's something that I'm not going to say that we won't revisit in the future, because I don't know what they have planned. It can always happen. But I know that it's not something that we currently have on.
It's not the aim right now.
Yeah.
Any possible, maybe, obviously the focus on the Play Arts Kai line and stuff, but how about like the static and sculpture arts? Any possible?
Well, we do have the static arts minis, so that's sort of the direction I think static arts is taking, sort of trying to keep it like around this size range. But for now, I'm not sure that we're gonna keep expanding in that direction. I think that the Play Arts, the action figures have just gotten so big.
Oh yeah, very definitive.
Yeah, so that's become sort of our flagship line. So I think we're gonna keep our concentration on those figures. At least for now.
Okay. That's cool. Is there anything you'd like to say to the community? Like, you know, we do a lot of like figure photography. And,
okay.
Like,
well, first of all, thank you guys. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys always like having so much feedback and so much love for our figures. And we really appreciate you, and we want to hear from you. So if you feel like you're not being heard, first of all, we apologize, and second of all, like, make yourselves known to us. We'll make sure that we get the feedback back to who it needs to go to. So again, thank you. We appreciate it, and we love you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kelsey.
All right,
It was a
thank
pleasure.
you so much.